Okay, so we are going to discuss about different types of charts, chart and graphs, and what is the significance of those charts, and what is the usage, and in what type of scenario we are going to use that particular chart. So these are the types of charts which are available. So these are the basic. So there are 24 varieties of charts which Tableau by default provides, and so there are some visualizations that we are going to discuss in this session today. So there are 8 important charts. So bar chart, line chart, and dual axis, and we have word cloud, and we have pie chart, scatter plot, histogram, tree, and heat map. So there is a significant difference between tree and a heat map. So we will discuss about all those different varieties of charts, and we are going to see what are the steps to create these variety of charts. So we have a bar chart. Basically, a bar chart is a visual tool that uses bars to compare the data among the categories. So the length of the height of the bar represents the value of the sales. So if the sales is more, the length of the bar will be more, and if the sales is less, the length of the bar will be less. So it is proportional to the if we take an example of any measure, so it is proportional to any measure. So the length of the bar will be proportional to the measure that we selected. So there are two types of bar charts that we have. One is horizontal and one is vertical. So the one that we are seeing right now, it is a vertical bars. So where we can the height of the bar represents the value of the measures. So now let's see how we can create that particular bar chart in the Tableau. So if you take any particular dimension or any particular measure, so one dimension and one measure are mandatory for this to create a bar chart. So now let's take an example of any dimension and any measure. So let me take subcategory and also subcategory, and let's take sales. Yeah. So here we see all the values as a table chart. So now let's see how we can create a bar chart. So we can directly click on the bar chart over here in the show me. So there are 24 different varieties of charts which Tableau, by clicking on those particular charts, we can create all these 24 varieties of charts. And if you click, if you hover on any particular chart, it will show you what are the prerequisites of that particular chart. Venkat, can you hear us? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. So we are going to discuss about different varieties of charts today, and what is the significance of those charts and what is the importance of those charts. Okay, now let me show you how to create a bar chart here. So let's click on this bar chart so that it will create a bar chart. Yeah. So now this sorting is based on the subcategory. So it's in alphabetical order. So alphabetically, whichever comes first, it will show the bar chart. And there are multiple options where we can sort the data based on the sales or based on manual selection as well. So let me click on this sort button, so which is descending order. So it will sort based on the descending order of the value of the sales. And if I click on this ascending order, it will show the data based on the ascending order. Not only that, we can right click on it, this particular dimension and click on sort, and we can do sort based on many different ways. So these are the different ways of sorting that we can do. So sort by ascending and descending, that is one, and these are the other options that are there. So data source order. So data source order is nothing but the alphabetical order. So alphabetically also we can arrange in ascending or descending. So when I say ascending, so it's basically A to Z, and descending nothing but Z to A. It's a reverse. So we can do ascending and descending in the alphabetical order as well. And yeah, this the other one is alphabetic order. So data source order is nothing but the way the data is inserted into the table. Let's say you have inserted some 10 records into the table. So there will be an order for that particular records from 1 to 10. So in that way, so basically in the database side also it will be arranged in a particular order. It might be as alphabetical order, or it might be so there will be some order followed by the data source as well. And the other option is alphabetic, which we have already seen, and field. Field is based on the value that we selected. So, so not only on the value that we have kept in the this workspace, we can select any other measure as well. We can select, let's say, profit. Yeah, we can select sorting based on different measure also, which is not included in the worksheet. So this is how the sorting works, and this is manual sorting. So manually, I want to keep bookcases in the starting position, tables in the third position. So likewise, I can do manual sorting as well. Or we can just click on this and put it based on the sales or whatever measure that we keep in the workspace. So that is how we create a bar chart. So we can also call this as a bar diagram or bar chart. And the important thing to know, it depends on the how long the bar is. So it is directly proportional to the value of the measure. And the one which we are seeing in this particular tableau is it's a horizontal bars, and we can change it to a vertical bars as well. So if you do click on this swap rows and columns, so from horizontal bars to it will become a vertical bar. So let me click on this. Yeah. So what happens here is subcategory which was in rows moved to columns, and with measure which is in columns shifted to rows. So it is swapping from whatever is there in columns will be moved to rows, whatever is there in rows will be moved to columns. So in that way, if you do, horizontal bars will become vertical bars. So the representation is same, but it's the way that you want to represent in your dashboard. So if you have one sheet which is of vertical bars in a dashboard, so you have to keep the other charts also in a vertical format. So you need to be consistent across the dashboard. If you are using horizontal bars in one particular dashboard, so in other dashboards also you need to use horizontal bars itself. So that is about bar chart. So it is used to compare the values of several items in a group at a given point in time. So here we can directly see the data, and we can analyze and say which is the value, or which is the category which has the highest amount of sales and which has the lowest amount of sales. So we can just see and identify that particular subcategory. So we can also put this subcategory into color, so that each and every subcategory has a different color. So as uh, uh, as a human, we can remember the colors and the visualization. So we can identify whichever has the highest value. So we can identify that particular. Let's say chase has a green color. So if it goes down in the next month, so the sale amount of that particular chase, if it goes down to the next level down, so by remembering that color, we can identify that particular chase has that particular sales has gone down. So with the bar chart, we can identify each and every sale amount, and based on the length of the bar, we can identify the value of the measure. So that is about bar chart. And so line graph. Line graph is commonly used to display change over time. So basically, whenever we have date, whenever we are using this date dimension, then we make use of this line chart. So the main usage of line chart to represent the change over time. So the how the measured value is getting changed uh, across the time. So if you want to show that particular thing, we need to show use this line chart. So this is also like a trend chart. So we are showing the trend, how it was there in the previous years or previous months, and how my sales is performing in this particular current month. So to identify that, we use this line chart, and it is connected by straight line by two axes. So so it will also between two set of values. So let me just create one particular line graph to understand it more better. So to create a line chart, so we need to have a date dimension. So that's a mandatory prerequisite for to create a line chart. So I'm just taking order date. So and I'll take month of order date. Yeah, and I'll take sales into workspace. Yeah. So if I take directly, so it will directly show me the line chart. So it's by default, Tableau will automatically create a line chart. So whenever there is a date dimension and when any particular measure that we use, so Tableau will automatically create a line chart. And by seeing this particular chart, we can say our sales amount is trending up. So from 2017 to 2021, so we can identify that our trend is going up, and we can also put some trend lines. So if I click on show trend lines, so so my trend is towards upside. So from this amount, 14,237 to so the last amount which I have right now in 2021 or December 2020, I have $83,829. So that is how my trend has gone towards to the that amount. So if I show this trend, so that means I'm going towards upwards itself. So my sales is performing good. Sometimes it has gone down, but there is a spike after that downwards. So with the line chart, we can identify how I'm trending up or trending down. So line chart or line graph is a type of chart which displays information as a series of data points. So anything in the let's say this is a point. So all these are data points. So let's say we have 48 marks in this particular chart that we have created. So when I say 48 marks, so this particular one which I'm highlighting or hovering on, so that is 1 mark. Likewise, I have 48 marks. So let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 years of data, which is in each year I will have 12 months. So which is 12 into 4, 48. 48 months data that I'm showing here. So that is what is data points. So I'm currently showing 48 data points in this particular chart. So if I go to sheet 23, I have 17 categories, 17 subcategories, and I'm showing 17 subcategories sales amount. So that is nothing but 17 marks, and I can also call it as 17 data points. Okay. So in case of line chart, we call it as a series of data points. And why do we call it as a series of data points? We are showing one after the other. Like after January, we are showing February, March, April. So these are like a series of data points or series of amount of sales that we are showcasing. So these are the basic charts that we are discussing, like bar chart, line chart, and other tree map, and all these are basic fundamental charts that we draw. Okay, so in we also have a dual axis chart, which is a combination of not only line and bar, it is a combination of two different things. We can take two multiple, let's say two line charts and two bar charts. We can take any particular chart, or we can take one circle chart, one pie chart. We can combine all this together and make it as a dual axis charts. So now let's see how we can create a dual axis chart. And before going to that dual axis chart, I will just show you on how to keep labels on top of this particular lines. I can click on this. So let me keep profit as well here. Okay. So these are two different charts that we have. So let me remove these trend lines. So I'm just removing these trend lines. Okay. So I have two different axes. So this is one axis for sales, and this is one axis for profit. So I'll just click on this and make this as a dual axis. So when I do dual axis, that means both the axes will become one. Okay, so I have one axis this side, and I have another axis this side. So I can do a synchronous axis. So when I do synchronous axis, this axis and this axis will become same. So I'll just do Control Z. Okay, so now if you see, so this is profit and this is sales. These axes are not same. Here it starts with 20k, 0 to 20k, and here we have 0 to 5k, 10k, like this. And when I do synchronous axis, both will become one, 0 to 20k, 0 to 20k. Like that it will start. And we can remove one axis. So we can remove one axis by clicking on the unchecking the show header. That is one, and I can make one as bar. Yeah. So this is a dual axis charts. So we can make one as a bar chart, line chart, or we can make different. We can select from these charts. I can make it as a circle chart or shapes. So likewise, I can do different varieties of charts. I can make it as a area map like this. So this is about dual axis chart and word cloud. So this is so in general we don't use this word cloud. Why? Because this is not in a proper uh, organizational standards. So it is just for fun, or we can some organization might use this particular kind of word cloud charts. So now let's see how we can create this word cloud. So to create word cloud, we just need any dimension. Let's take subcategory. Let's put this in text and make this as, and also put this subcategory, or let's say put sales. So based on the sales amount, we need to have this word size. So I will need to put this as a text, and I'll put subcategory in a color. Okay, so the size of the subcategory name is dependent on the value of the sales. So here, if you see the fasteners, it has a value of $3,024. And if you see phones, it has $330,000. So according to the size, according to the value of the sales, so the size of the names will be there. So it is proportional to the size of the names. So if you keep that sales amount to the size, so that's how we can create a word cloud chart. And now let's see a pie chart. So pie charts are generally used to show the percentage or proportional data. So when you want to compare between uh, particular regions, or you want to show some categories, so then we go for this particular pie chart. Let's say if you have a percentage, in case of, if we take an example of marks percentage that we get. So in an overall, we'll get 100 percentage. So to get 100 percentage, we need to get 6 subject score. So after comparing all those 6 subjects only, we'll get 100% altogether. So that 100%, so you will get 20% in one subject and 30% altogether combined to will get us 100%. And now let's see how we can create this pie chart. So to create a pie chart, we need, let's say we have a region column here. Let me drag this region. Okay, we have 4 regions, and I want to show sales amount, and I'll put this as a pie chart. So pie chart will be automatically enabled. So one or more dimension or 1 or 2 measures are needed to create a pie chart. So if I just click on that, I can see the pie chart. So here are the values, and I just want to show. So uh, all this together will be some amount. Let's say sales. So this is our 100% of sales. Okay. So 2297201. So to get this amount, we need to get some amount from here, some amount from central region, some amount from west region. So we can do a percent of total so that we can see the exact values, or the percentage of contribution by each and every region. To see that, you can just put on this and click on quick table calculation and click on percent of total. Okay, so we can directly see and identify. So 31.58%. So the contribution is more from west side. So that thing we can identify by creating the pie chart itself. So the percentage of contribution is more from west and east. So that we can identify by easily be identified by using pie chart. Mhm. And we also have seen how to create a donut chart as well. So let me just show you. So after creating this donut chart, we'll wrap up this session. So this is how we can put this. So this is just a workaround on how to create a donut chart. So we need to create 2 pies basically. So one pie we need to make it as blank. So I'm just making one pie as blank. So there will be two uh, options that are available. So one is for this pie and the other one is for this one. So I have removed that, and I'll make that combine these two by doing a dual axis, and I'll adjust this size. Yeah, and then make the color as white. So this is how I can make a pie. Sorry, donut chart. I'll increase the size of this one. Let me just reduce a little. Yeah. So this is how I can create a do not chart from a pie chart. And go to format and remove those extra lines which are there, zero lines and all. You can remove. Let's go to other one. Lines. Yeah. So this is how we can create a donut chart and remove the headers. Okay. Yeah, Vinton. Any questions from the charts that we have created?
No, no, sir.
Okay, so in the next session, we'll complete all these other charts and we can go on to the next 18
Yeah,
session.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.